I'm Bobby, and today we are replacing the wheel bearings on my 2002 Volkswagen Golf. Today we're going to be figuring out what's wrong with my car. So the front right tire, I believe, has been having issues. There's some kind of a grinding noise. There's Lily. Say hi.
Hi.
It's been having some kind of a grinding noise. I think it's either the wheel bearing or possibly the inner tie rod end, not tie rod end, the inner CV axle joint. So I need to figure out which that is so I can replace it because it's been sounding pretty bad. It seems to drive normal, but it's definitely got some kind of a grinding or something going on. So we're going to try to figure that out today and get some parts ordered. I've already pretty much gotten this one out. I'll walk you through the steps maybe on the other one, but essentially take off the caliper, take it off of the control arm attachment of the outer tie rod end, off of there, unscrew that. We had to go to the store and buy an axle nut that fit the right size. Pop that guy out, got this off. This is on there, so you had to flip this over and knock it out from the back side. And if this focuses, this is the problem. We were having some grinding. I'm hoping this is the problem anyway. So I either destroyed it trying to get it off, or this is actually the problem, that this bearing is just going bad. Let's see, it's not very pretty. So probably need to be replaced anyway, as this car's got almost 275,000 miles on it. So I've got these beautiful new bearings from Rock Auto. Yeah. So right now I got to work on getting this one out. There's a little clamp ring in there. I've got to squeeze it together and pop that out and get the rest of the bearing out. Get this side off. This is right here down as part of the old bearing. So I need to remove that. And then get the new one on, put it all back together, do the other side, and drive it around, and really hope that was the issue. If not, then it's something with the CV axles. These the wheel bearings were $50 altogether, plus shipping, so probably around $60 to change out, plus the axle nut socket. The CV axles were $250 each, so we'll do the cheap thing first and hope that works. Okay, camera died. I'm not sure when it died, but it died. So right now my plan is to get this one going. I'm gonna walk you through this side. Pull it off the wheel, get it jacked up, get stands in there so you're nice and safe. I've already pulled the cotter pin down here for the tie rod in. Flip that nut over. I'm going to whack at that to loosen that up. We're going to take our ball joint off there with those 3 screws on the bottom. Take off our caliper. And then, unhook the brakes and all that. Hang that up. And then take the hub off of our strut. And then once the hub is off, then we can knock the old spindle out. And hopefully the bearing comes off separate from the spindle and it doesn't get stuck on there again. You gotta undo the axle nut and pull the axle off, obviously. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk you guys through it, and hopefully my phone / camera stays alive so you can check it out. So we'll go from there. Here's a little trick for you guys. If you don't have a breaker bar, you can use your floor jack bar. Just cut off the end. Assuming you got a ratchet with a small enough handle, slide it in there. We're gonna need to hit this with the impact. Need more power. Problem here is my rotors are too worn down, so the brakes don't want to pull out of that lip. It's always something. Had to compress the caliper a little bit. Remember to pump your brakes when you put it back. So many steps. Does not want to come off. Down to the bitter dregs on the WD-40, so I had to poke a hole in. Just gonna kind of drizzle it. This thing's about to come off. Oh. Alright, so that's how we get it off. Take off our dust shield. First time around I tried to leave all this stuff on and then it just ended up having to be taken off when I was pressing anyway, so might as well get it all off now. Come on. Come on. No! Alright. This one came out. But again, the race is stuck on the spindle. I can't think of what would keep me from having to deal with this. Even if I'd used the press instead of hammering it. It'll be sitting on there. At least on this one, because this part comes off, I've got more access. Maybe I can hammer that off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Not gonna work. Maybe we can cut it up and see if that does anything. Safety first. Piece of it off. Looks like I also cut into it a little bit. Spinning. Ew. there are metal slivers all over this thing, so that's not fun. Alright. That's where I cut into it a little bit. Other than that, this side looks good. I don't know that I can do the same thing with the other one, because I think this is the traction control? I don't know. This comes off on this one. On the other one, it's kind of in the way of the cutting. Whew. Let's see what we can do. So one of these isn't stock. So this one, it had the screws, and I could take off that part. This one, solid. So I don't know. I mean, I tried cutting a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to cut in there enough to break it off like I did on this one. I also don't know if that's gonna be a huge issue, but if it saves me $100, it might be worth it. Crack 2. It's free. Haha. Cut into that one a little bit. So, got both of those races off of the spindles. Now I just need to take out the old bearing, put the new one in, and then put everything back together. Whew. And then haircuts. So, the puller that I got rented from the auto store does not work on this thing. It's either seized in there, or I don't know, but it's not budging. So I went and bought a 20-ton shop press so I can get the old bearing out, get the new bearing in. All right, so let's see how this works. Hey, you hear that? He broke free. Hopefully it broke free. It just break. Look at that. That baby is sliding out. Probably not the safest stack, but it's working. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you press a bearing, apparently. You can't see it very well, but it's in there. Now we just gotta put the ring in. Put everything back on. This is a pain, so I'm gonna do it without a camera. So, had a bit of a scare on this guy here. So to get the whatever this called, spindle back on, apparently you've got to use the press to do that. Or maybe that's just because I reused the old ones. I've read that you're supposed to slide it, but then when I looked at the parts, they did say, when I was looking at buying replacements, it said you may need to use a press to install. So I'm pretty sure we're alright using the press. But the first one, this guy, I started sticking it down on the bearings and it was going in crooked. And I was like, ah, crap. I tried to pull it off so I could straighten it out, but it was already pretty well jammed in there. And it started pulling the bearing apart, and I was like, oh no! And then this little seal on the new one, this is the old seal, but on the new one it started coming off. I'll show you where it goes. So it sits right there up on top, and then the race sits down there. Woohoo! Focus. So it kind of seals. I guess it's the secondary seal above there. And so on the new one, that started coming off when I was trying to straighten it. I was like, ah, crap! That I was gonna pull the bearing apart and have issues with that. So I left that one, came over, got the other one, got it all lined up, used a little bit of grease, and then really made sure it was straight and pressed that in there. And I went back to the old one, still couldn't get it out, but I managed to get that seal with a screwdriver. So it was just a little space I had to work in between the hub and the spindle. I only had like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So I got in there with a screwdriver and was able to pack that seal back in the right spot and then flip it over and then put a bunch of grease and just kind of really carefully straightened as I was pressing it on, and it straightened out. And I was like, oh, thank you. So right now I've got both of these. What time is it? I don't know, I can't see the time. But got both of these here. I'm gonna put them back on, and hopefully that was actually the issue. Once again, I'm not really positive that the bearings were the issue. It did really seem like this side the bearings were pretty far gone. Just kind of a comparison. They're supposed to spin fairly easily. This is the driver's side, and you know, it spins all right, but this is the passenger side. This is the side it sounded a little bad when I was getting ready for it. And this side spins, well, they both spin pretty freely, but I felt like this side was a little more loose. So I don't know. Hopefully that was the issue. Otherwise I just did all this for nothing. And it's a CV axle that's going bad. But my handy dandy mechanics by phone said it's pretty uncommon for the CV axle to go bad. So I'm going to get to work putting all this back together. It shouldn't really take that long. Assuming everything kind of fits together nicely. It shouldn't take that long to put it all together. It's really only like less than 10 bolts that need to go on, plus the wheel. So I'm gonna hop to it and see how quick we can do it. That's both of those back on. As you probably saw, I forgot to tighten up some stuff before I tried to put the wheel on the first time. And I cannot find my last lug nut, which was probably the one my son was playing with. So hopefully I can find it as I'm cleaning up and put that on. But I think we're good to go. I'm gonna finish buttoning up, get everything out of the way, go test drive it, make sure there's nothing horribly wrong, and yeah, hopefully that'll be it.